And we live. Welcome back to Roundtable Talk with Miss Indy, BAMBI Marie. Welcome,
Hey,
darling.
hey, thank you, Miss
I'm
Indy.
waiting. We're waiting on OKRA SINFREE, but in the building today. Today is the day. Bullets Gotti. Welcome.
Oh man, how you doing? How you doing, Miss Indy?
I'm.
I'm glad to be here on your platform.
You know what? Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Let me tell you what really brought me to your attention. I mean brought you to my attention. I'm sorry. I was in another channel holder's chat maybe just a few weeks ago. And I had never been in his chat before. And out the blue, he brought you up. And I don't know you, and this is our first time speaking. And thank you so very much for coming. I knew of you. I've seen you on panels. I've um, several panels. I've seen you in chats. So when he said your name, I knew he was talking about. So it intrigued me. But what he said behind that is what really threw me off. And he went into discussing a man by the name of Lloyd Kidd, also known as Chris Kidd. And in his opinions that he gave of your relationship with Lloyd Kidd. And for those who watched my roundtable part one, we went through his charges of sex trafficking. So this YouTuber spun it to me, and understand this is my first time there. So anybody coming in would have been like, wow, he spun it in a way as this is your ace cool boon. You're basically his co-host, right? And so when I got that information, what I did was I went over to see if I can find his channel, and I did. And then there were a couple of videos up there, but then I found one of you. I put your name in the search engine along with his name, and it brought me to a video, and it was of you, and you were speaking to Chris Kidd at the time, and you were telling him about all the people who had tried to help him with his podcast. There was a situation with it. You were angry in this particular video, but you named out several people, including yourself. So I wanted to have you sit down at the round table just to, you know, spill the tea, goddammit. And I had
Mhm.
a couple of questions. How did you even meet Chris?
Oh, I met Chris. I met Chris around 2016. And me and him, we did business together. We was doing the podcast and everything. I mean, he was a good dude. I had a good conversations with him, and we dialogued about music because I do music and he do music, so we dialogued about music and sports and a lot of other stuff. And basically, me and him became good at the point. You know what I'm saying? And then we fell out later on afterwards. But when he left Queen's Flip Show and got his own podcast, he invited
Mm-hmm.
me to come over. You know what I'm saying? We used to do the show. We did like 4 episodes a day. So we record the episode on Sundays, all four of the episodes. And basically, we just, had a good conversation, just, men conversation, and
Okay.
we chopped it
That,
up.
okay, because that was going to be my next question. What exactly? Okay, so it would just be like I Okra Sinfree and I welcome Okra. I see you here, darling. We
Hey,
did
Okra.
we did a girls sit down round table talk, and it was just she and I just kind of going back and forth. Is that kind of what you're saying you guys were doing?
Yeah, you could say that. You could say
Hey,
that.
what's up, everybody? I'm here.
Okay, baby, thank you. Does Chris have any children of his own that you know of?
She got 2 kids.
Oh, okay. Okay. Did you ever meet him in person? Are you guys both from the same part of
I
New
met him.
York?
I met him in person. He's in Brooklyn.
Oh, okay. Okay, so when did you first hear about these? Well, if you just heard them, they would have been alleged at the time. When did you first hear about the charges of the sex trafficking and all this other stuff with minors?
I seen the live stream when he got arrested. He got arrested on his live stream on YouTube.
So you never had an inkling at all. This isn't something that he even discussed with you on the side, that he was doing a little something that, but maybe you didn't know was in that magnitude or with minors.
Oh, let me say this. If you watch his show, right,
Mm-hmm.
he subliminally tells you what he does. You know,
Hmm.
Chris. You know, if you go, like, he got videos on his Patreon. If you go to his Patreon, you'll see what he usually do. He used to ride around, you know, sleep with prostitutes. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? Every morning he'll go ride around like 5 in the morning. He out there looking for a prostitute to fuck. You know what I mean?
Okay.
There's a video actually of him, you know, arguing with a prostitute. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, Chris, he subliminally lets you know what he was into. He liked
So you
prostitutes.
do believe that he did do what he was convicted of?
I'm gonna say like this. I don't believe he was the head of it. I believe he was, you know, basically he was the dude that gets the girls. I'll just say that. He was the
Okay.
trapper who got the girls. He did that for money reasons.
Okay.
Basically.
What if you can think back, and no matter what it was, what was your very last conversation with him before he got arrested online?
Our very last conversation wasn't a pleasant conversation. We had an argument, me and him. You know.
Would you like to indulge, or you want to keep that private? It's up to you.
You know, he dissed me on his live stream. It was about a situation where, you know, him and another YouTuber. You might have heard of him, King Face. Basically, he in the hospital right now. He basically, you know, didn't like the dude. I posted the dude video up on my IG, but it was other things, not besides the video posted. It was me not buying his CD, a whole lot of other stuff. He got mad about, and another YouTuber that's Main the Milkman. If you ever heard of Behind the Bar, you know,
Mm-hmm.
he basically told him some stuff, and that's how me and dude eventually broke up. So, you know,
Okay.
that's how it happened.
Let me ask you this. You say that he subliminally says things in his videos. Is this in hindsight that you're noticing this, or did you have an inkling earlier on? Like, did you see him getting, arrested and then be like, well, what? And did you yourself go back through the videos and kind of pick up on things that way?
No, I mean he subliminally tells people what, you know, he did. Okay, I'll tell you like this, all right? When he
Mm-hmm.
was picking these girls up from the facility he's picking these girls up from, he was
Mm-hmm.
in that facility. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And basically he subliminally told the people, you know, that about the facility. So that's how the people see Chris was under investigation since 2017. You get what I'm saying?
Yes, and so these foster kids, do you think of, can you tell me a reason, or you may or may not know of a reason why he, or that well, he and his co-conspirators would target kids in group homes? What
Um,
was the significant difference as opposed to a child with a normal life, living at home, both parents, or single parent, either way, as opposed to group home kids? Not group homes, but well, basically ward of the state kids.
people in the streets do a lot of things, Miss Indy. You know what I'm saying? Chris was not only doing that, he was doing other things besides the pimping.
Oh wow.
He was selling weed, you know what I mean? He was doing other things on the side. He just, like I said, people do anything for money, you know.
Mm, 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 mm. So, have you had any contact with him since his incarceration, or do you know of anybody who has?
No, I know people that know him, but I don't have no contact with him. I know what's going on with him in jail.
Okay,
So
that
my
was my
people told
next
me
question. So how is he being treated? Is he respected in there, or are people trying to, catch him in a shower?
he paying a kitty. That's what I'm gonna say.
Oh, wow. Okay then. Hmm. So, well, you know what? I'm like I said, thank you again for coming up here, clearing that up. Miss Okra, SINFREE, Bambi, Marie, I'm going to mute up. If you guys have any questions for Bullets Gotti, go right ahead.
I don't have no questions right now,
Wait a
but
minute,
I'm
Bam, Bam. It's
yes.
some heavy static or water running. So I'll come back to you. Leo, Okra.
Hear me?
Yeah, I hear you, darling. If you had any questions for Bullets Gotti comments or otherwise.
I just like to know how he feels being somewhat antagonized or questioned in relation to his affiliation to
You break it. You
this
breaking up
guy.
just. You're breaking up just a little bit. You clear now. Start that last sentence over. I want to make sure he gets your question.
I said I'd like to know how he feels, how Gotti feels, you know, being somewhat questioned and antagonized regarding his affiliation with this guy. After his some commentary just as a follow up, just to say that we all know people that are guilty of something. Does that make us guilty as well? How they say birds of a feather flock together. And in other words, you're judged by the company that you keep. So I was just wondering how Gotti felt being questioned.
Gotti, you're free to answer. Okra, let's mute up while he answers so we
Okay,
don't get.
thank you.
It may be okay.
I'm gonna be honest. Like I said, me and dude, like I'm gonna keep it real. You know, me and him, we had a good rapport. But at the end of the day, I had a more of a rapport with my man G Star that was on his show. Like Chris wasn't a guy that basically come outside. He didn't do hanging outs. All he liked to do was ride around and go get prostitute pussy. That's what his thing was. And then we go to the studio on Sunday and we take care of business. That's what his thing was. And like I said, that's all, we know. And at the end of the day, I'll say this about Dude. Dude had a great platform that he could have took to the next level. You know what I'm saying? The problem was, he got into certain situations and, a certain YouTuber snitched on him. Okay? A big YouTuber snitched on him. And basically that's how he got in the situation he got into.
Let me ask you this. When you say a big YouTuber snitched on him, do you think it's right, or should that word snitch be dismissed only because these were minors involved? What about that? Is that still considered snitching?
Um, I'm gonna keep it real. I wasn't there.
Please
You know
do.
what I'm saying? Miss Indy, I wasn't there. But what I will say is, right, um, I don't really, because there's other people involved. I read the case. I got the paperwork before anybody else had the paperwork. Okay, I had the paperwork before any other YouTuber had it. In fact, I was the first one to report it on my channel. You know what I'm saying? And I sent it out to other YouTubers. So when I read the paperwork, he wasn't a what you call a big suspect in there. The big suspect in there was I forgot the dude name, but the dude was already locked up. It was another one that was locked up. And there's one they got. He was like what you call a small fish that they just rounded up. That's what I'm saying. He wasn't like a big fish. But the dude that told on him, the YouTuber, he told on him because of competition reasons. You know, they do that all the time on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? They call, to get you out of here. It's called getting the competition out. You know what I'm saying? If the day of tomorrow a YouTuber wanna call the police and say, that I'm running a drug empire, and and I got this amount of keys and shit. You know what I'm saying? They'll come and get me and my whole family locked up. That's the
Right.
king of play.
That is a crazy world to, I just can't, I don't know. There's certain things for me personally, and it may be because, I'm from a whole different, generation. But I do understand, the so-called street rules, no snitch rules and stuff. Um, but when I was coming up, there was always exceptions, just like it was exceptions to harming women and children, when the dudes are going back and forth at each other or gangs or whatever like that. I mean, and I certainly know all that has been out the window many, many moons ago. So for someone like me to just sit back, experiencing life one way and then now seeing what's going on to where no matter what you see, how you see it, who's involved, no matter the age, no matter the gender, nationality, nothing. You just don't say nothing. Um, and I personally think that's sad. So I don't know if somebody bopped me upside my head, when I get out of my car in my driveway to come in my home, and my neighbor saw what happened, I expect her ass to say something.
Because they would say something if it was their people.
Yeah, I think that's kind of where I'm just like, I mean, I get it. I understand is what I'm saying. It's just, it's I don't know, it's a lot to take in. Um it is. Bam, go ahead with your questions for Gotti. I'm gonna mute up, honey.
I just want to know, like, because from what I heard, like, from what I heard Miss Indy read the other day, like, Gotti, how you feel about it being like made like with children, like the whole children situation, like what he was doing to kids and like making films and like how does that make you feel? Like,
It's a fucked up situation. You know what I'm saying? It's a fucked up situation. I mean, dude was a hypocrite, but I'm gonna say this. You know, um, this some gang shit. You get what I'm saying? And the dudes he was doing this with was all bloods, and like I said, they protecting him. So at the end of the day, like I said, he paying a kitty, and it's gang shit. That's all I'm gonna say, and that's what it is. It's fucked up though.
and I can totally understand that because there's certain lines that you don't, it's so I understand period about the gang, the gang stuff. So yeah, that's just because I mean it just threw me, like I just the whole make like basically making movies and stuff. So but I mean now I have a better understanding, so that's pretty much all I just wanted to know about that part. So
Yeah, and production. I
yeah,
mean, Gotti, when
right,
we read
that's
the word production, it's like, what the fuck was they? I mean, you
and
have
then
to
I
understand.
look at it, just it
Well, I
makes
mean,
me,
it
it's
it
funny
wasn't
to
just
me
men
because let me
involved.
just say this, got it real quick. It's funny to me because like I've never known of gang members wanting to do stuff like that with children. Like gang members, their agendas are different. You know what I'm like? So the whole production shit, yeah, right, Miss India, I'm with you. Go ahead, got him, my bad.
It's
Well,
some new shit. It's some new shit, Bam.
I
I
mean,
guess.
I mean, in New York, this goes on very big. You know what I'm saying? I know the actual section he was putting them girls out on, and like I said, there's a bunch of young girls out on the stroll out here, basically being pimp. You know what I'm saying? That's what they do. It's sad, but
But
that's
it's
what they
what goes,
do.
it's what
But
happens,
these, but
right?
the, but these girls are you saying to me that these girls that were in group homes or ward of the state most of the time have curfew and all this other stuff. So are they leaving these group homes to become prostitutes? Or
Yeah, a
because
lot of
they specifically said where he was getting these girls from.
can I tell you something, Cindy? You got a
Uh-huh.
lot of them leaving the group homes. You got some girls that live at home with their parents. You know what I mean? And I know a female that actually her pops You know, saying her step pops was pimping her. You know what I'm saying? So it happens. You know what I'm saying? Dudes do this whole day, every day out here. You know what I'm saying?
It does happen. That I can agree with. I've seen so many
It,
times women
may
put
I interject?
no, not right this second, honey, because only because I'm old and I'll forget my thought. I've seen so many women get new boyfriends, new husbands, or whatever, and put this person before their children. So if you invite a predator into your home, and I'll say unknowingly, but in 2020, there's no reason for single parents, men or women, not to know how to do your background search on who you having around your children. Okay. It's just sad. I see it a lot, and it is mostly the majority women. They get them in. I don't know whether it's because I don't know, so I'm not going to assume. But those children I have seen just like get left in the wind, or like they don't even exist. Go ahead, Bam.
I think Leo wanted to speak, Miss Indy.
I'm sorry, Leo. Come on, girl.
Yeah, it was me. I wanted to know
Oh,
what
I'm
do you
sorry.
guys
Go ahead.
think was suitable punishment for people that, admit guilt or are found guilty. What do you think is suitable punishment?
That question for me or Miss Indy?
I think that was for you.
I
Oh,
say all of you. That's my question for all of you.
Okay,
um,
repeat it one more time, honey. Please. Repeat your question one more time, Okra, for me, honey.
I'd like to know, what do you guys think is suitable punishment for someone who has been found guilty or admits guilt?
I mean, I'm gonna keep it real. I'm not. You know, a lot of people wanna, you know, give people street justice. I'm gonna keep it real with you, Miss Indy. I'm gonna keep it real with a lot of y'all. I know a lot of older dudes that had girlfriends that was in high school that got their babies. You
Mute
know,
up, Bam.
you know,
Oh,
I
my
know
bad.
a lot of old dudes. Like I'm gonna keep it real. You know what I'm saying? When R. Kelly made the song for Leah age ain't nothing but a number. That's a true fact in the hood. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, you know, a lot of people say what they would do or what they going to do. A lot of times people be lying. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people always say I'm against predator and all that, but a lot of times they be fucking teenage girls and you know what I'm saying, or girls that's 19, you know what I'm saying, or 20, and some of these dudes be in their 50s and 40s. So I mean, it's a lot of critical shit. You know what I'm
I
saying?
can
And a lot of
definitely
dudes
agree with
people
that,
don't.
until it comes to their family. You know what I'm saying? Until it
Yeah.
comes to their daughter, their 15 or 17-year-old daughter fooling around with some 40-year-old, then it's a problem.
Yeah, so I don't, you know, that's why I don't get entwined with a lot of this shit. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, a lot of people be fronting, you know, and they just want to, you know, sound good, you know, and I'll be honest with you. And another thing, you know, a lot of people say that they go at, you know, predators in jail. That's a lie too. You know what I mean? You got a lot of
Well,
predators
wait,
in
well,
jail
wait, well,
for
wait, well,
domestic
wait, well,
violence.
wait, well, wait. To be fair, aren't most of them, or aren't they segregated? The
No,
people that are in. So you mean to tell me they
no.
put
You
people
got
that are
some
in for
violent. You got
sexual?
violent. Depending on their reputation, you got violent predators. You got dudes that's rapists. You got dudes that pimp females. They ain't in no segregation. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
Lord,
Especially in
I
regular. If
thought
you
all
in a
the gay
gang,
people. I
listen.
thought.
If you in a gang or you got a status, listen. I know many dudes as booty bandits. That got a status of cutting, beating people, doing a lot of violent crimes to people in jail. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's all about your reputation and what type of work you put in. You get what I'm saying? Especially in the New York State penitentiaries. If you put in a lot of work, ain't nobody touching you. So everybody like to say, oh, if you did this or you was a violate somebody, they gonna violate you. That's a lie. That's a myth. You got a lot of people that's in gangs that did violations. That got sexual charges. Them motherfuckers is not getting no violated. You know what I'm saying? They putting in work and their status is up.
Wow. Well, thank you for that. That was an earful. I'm still trying to process it. Bam, did you have something else imparting that you wanted to say to Bullets Gotti? And then Leo, I'm gonna come to you, dear, if you had anything else to say.
No, I just want to say thank you for coming up, and you know, telling what whatever, just for being a good sport about the situation.
No problem, ladies. I don't mind coming up here and supporting.
Yeah, I really, I didn't, like I said, I didn't think you were gonna come, not because necessarily you were hiding something, but if you choose not to speak, you choose not to speak. And I just really, it did, when the guy was saying it, when I entered that chat and he was saying all the things that he was saying and giving his opinions and stuff, had I not, as I said earlier, seen you for myself or knew of you, I really would have taken that, not necessarily said anything to anybody, and I'm still a complete stranger to you, but I would have felt like what he said was the truth. You get what I'm saying? So I'm very glad that you came up here, very grateful. You're always welcome to my round table. And once again, thank you. On a side note, are you familiar with Chirac Stories
Yeah,
podcast, Rondo?
I watch a little bit of those. I watch a little bit of those sometimes.
Okay, well, he and I are going to be getting together. We're going to be dropping a song here soon. I just found out yesterday, so I'll be hunting you down next. So get ready.
Oh, okay, Miss Indy. I'll tell you this. A lot of those dudes that be, coming at me or talking about this Chris kid, shit is they just haters. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, they also wanted to be affiliated with him or be on this platform because you understand a lot of people is hypocrites. You know what I mean? It's a lot of people, not just me. A lot of people did business with him. You know what I'm saying? As a lot of people, was on platforms with him. A lot of these dudes, also had sexual charges. You know what I'm saying, with females. So at the end of the day, that's why I tell people I don't throw stones at nobody. I don't throw stones at glass
Right.
houses. I don't throw stones at nobody.
I just had a conversation. I'm not going to go into detail about it, but I just had a conversation with somebody regarding just what you said. It's like, you know what? I can't, judge people, and I had to learn because, wrong is wrong, and I don't have the time to decipher. I mean, if I say something is wrong or feel something is wrong. Deciphering which wrong is worse than the last wrong, I'm not God. So, and then before I did that, I would have to point out my own wrongs and everything, which I do. But I just, we all mess up. We all do stuff. Most people, most of us have either done wrong or said wrong. I'm not going to go pick through and see who did the worst of it. So I do agree with that statement. Miss SINFREE, did you have any parting words, dear?
I would just like to thank you all for addressing something that is, for years has been swept under the rug. And, it's almost like you got to be famous in order to get justice for being molested or prosecuted, but to be filmed and, sold over and over again. I mean, that's some sick ass shit. And if y'all looking to hire anybody to like hunt some of these people down, y'all can hit me up. Thank you for having me.
No problem. No problem. I do want to say this too. Um, and it's about the victims. This is something, yeah, these people have been, convicted and everything, and they're doing the time. These victims have to walk around with this. And from my understanding, no, not all of them were minors, but even one, you know what I'm saying? This is something that they all, no matter the age, will have to walk around with. You know, the internet is treacherous. It comes back, it bites you. I wish them the best. I wish them healing. And that's really all that I have to say. Thank you so much, all of you, for joining me, especially you, Gotti. You have something else to say?
Um, yeah, I mean, it's very sad, and I like to say, I thank you for letting me come on, Miss Indy. And you will come to my panel anytime you would like. You know,
Oh,
you
thank you.
right. You're invited to come. Right now, I got a band right now. I can't go live, but when I do come back from this band, I'll basically let you come on my panel anytime you want to.
Thank you so much. I do appreciate it. Ladies, thank you so much. And we'll see you back at our next roundtable.
Thank you, Miss Andy.